Hey guys, Dan Hood, Big DH 2000 here again. Just finished this one up for Todd Ransom, Graywolf, for those of you who don't know his real name. He's had a rough week. His father passed on. He had expressed interest in this design as he saw it on my workbench and several of my work videos. So I've been quietly working on it, on the side, setting it up or gearing it towards him. Here it is. For those who don't know, it's 5/8 inch aluminum. It's my design, my Elegance design. Todd is really a big fan of the top slots. So I put those in. He occasionally uses a lanyard, so I made allowances for that. But I made it in such a way that it'll be well out of the way of his hand when he holds this. He mainly uses, you can see it's a little dirty. Oops. Still polishing it and wiping it down. This is basically 80 grit on the finish is basically 80 grit on the orbital sander, because it gives it a nice, I like the look. You can't see the scratches, but more importantly, Todd likes very functional slingshots. This 80 grit gives a little texture to it so that you can hang on to the slingshot better. Todd's all about shooting, for those who know, and accuracy, and if the slingshot doesn't function right, he's not really interested in it. So I tried to make that happen. Rounded all the corners, anything. The one thing I did do was the very top right here where the bands rub. I went to 600 grit on that. The rest of it for the texture. And then I made a shiny saddle just to make it different. Anyway, it really gives it a, I don't know how to explain it. It gives it a very bling look, which I find funny because I'm sending it to Todd, who's really not anything about the bling, all about the function. But surprisingly, the bling provides function. I'm also sending him one of Nathan's simple shot rue pouches. This is the 3/8 to 1/2 inch one, and then the bands are cut to Todd's specs for full draw. Because of the top slot groove, you will first have to fold them over a little bit and then roll the bottom to slide them in, because the grooves are a little bigger than normal. I set them that way so that if Todd ever wants to slide tubes in, he can as well. But anyway, this was a fun one to build. It's going to a friend who's had a rough week. I hope it cheers him up. And for those who have never seen a top slot version of the Elegance series, this is probably the last one you'll ever see from me, because I'm not a huge fan of the top slots myself, and they're hard to put in.